Hey guys, we are live on YouTube, and tonight we're going to talk about a couple things, new stuff that's out there, and also talk about maybe do some building. I started the build already on the Gatekeeper, so that's going to be kind of cool. And tonight we might build the transmission and build one or two axles. We'll see. It all depends how much I talk and how much I actually work on it. So we do have some guys that's already here right now. We have Brad and AZ Froggy. How are you guys doing tonight?
Evening, Frank.
And let me get the pop-out chat. Bring that into my other monitor.
Good evening, Kevin Gibbs.
Is what you call it there, Gabriel?
Not yet.
Not yet. So first thing, let's talk about Arma. Arma has came out with some parts, and maybe John from Netcruiser RC is going to be in to talk about it a little bit later. But Arma did come out with a whole bunch of, where did that screen go? Here.
Parts, not new cars.
Not new parts for their Arma. It's all version 5 now they're getting. It's all new parts and new features for their stuff.
Major upgrades for their stuff, I assume.
Yeah. So in other words, their stuff was no good before, and now it's going to be better.
What was good, but now could be great.
Well, yeah, there's two ways to look at it. Well, why did they fix it if it was if it was good in the first spot?
Maybe they didn't test the vehicles like people do who use them.
Okay.
Mike Philippot, hello. Good evening. Welcome in.
Hey, Mike Philpott, how you doing? Hey, that's a name I haven't seen in a long time. Wow, how you doing?
He was here last week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many people that come in and go, and I don't notice everybody. Okay.
You know what? I hear the Mojave's getting some more traction in their group of cars more than others now.
Right now, there's the Kraton, the Notorious, the Mojave, and the Typhoon that are getting these upgrades. And there's two other cars that are going to get more upgrades in the summer.
Cool. You know, it'd be nice if they, even the ones they've dropped, to continue to get upgrades for those. That would be nice.
So new features for 2020, which 2020 is almost over. Stronger chassis design, new HD arm for the rear, geometry rear shock tower, stronger body post, motor heatsink, XB compatible top plate, large volume receiver box, dual protocol Spectrum 3-channel receiver, Spectrum, it's a new radio, the SLT3 from Spectrum, new Spectrum servo with steel gears, Firma, Smart ESC, and a new motor.
Mike says he's always around lurking.
Oh yeah.
Now, is the 2050 a faster or slower motor?
I have no idea, Brad. I don't know Arma that good. But what I do know is that Netcruiser RC did come out with a video today talking about it. So here it is, the new Arma version 5 and Mojave version 2. So there's some new stuff that is going to be coming out. And John did a great video today. So he tells me. I haven't seen it yet, but John did say he did do a good video. Oh,
here's Vernon.
Evening, hello. Tony.
Is Tony buzzing?
He says he's liking the new updates for Arma.
Oh yeah.
There's probably a lot more aluminum in the interior chassis too.
So what did you notice? Which one you want to talk about first? The Kraton and Notorious, or it doesn't matter? John?
Kraton probably.
Hey,
Kraton
John.
Most of the differences. Hey.
Good evening, Sir John.
Sir John. I did put out 2 new videos of my Arma myself, you know, my 2-wheel drive, just to let people know since we're talking about Arma.
Yeah, I did notice the upload. I did get the warning that you've done it. I haven't had time to go watch it.
Yeah, it's on-road bashing. I'm using my old rear tires for that. My new tires are for dirt.
Mike asked the question real quick. Have they started to ship them with shim dips? He has his with a blown dip because of all the play.
I don't think
So
so.
that was interesting that they didn't say anything about any changes to the diffs, but the part number of the pre-made diff has changed. But their press release didn't say they've changed anything. So hopefully they're shimmed, but we don't know.
That's a good catch.
Let me
noticing
ask
that
a
they changed
stupid
it.
question here. The
What?
bodies somehow look a little different.
They're exactly the same as last year's.
Yeah.
There's something shaped, different shape around the edges and stuff. It looked different to me.
Just the lighting.
Probably photoshopped or lighting or whatever. They're already up to version 5. That's interesting.
They've got. I remember when I first started. They first looked at them. It was 1, and now they're up to 5. And this all happened within the last 2 years. They've gone up fast with each version.
Yeah, it's about one every year. Mine's a version 2, and I bought that when the version 3s were already out. And then last year was version 4, and now we're up to version 5.
I bet you in 6 months there's going to be a 6.
Axiomatic, welcome in. Good evening.
Out of their 6S 8-scale lineup, there's 2 that didn't get updates today. One being the Talion, which is the Truggy, the low fast Truggy, and the Outcast. And Jason Dearden, founder of Arma, posted as a response to a question that the Talion will get updates summer 2021 in a different way. So it'll get all this stuff plus more next year.
You know those interior braces inside? I thought those would be aluminum by now.
Braces? There's no reason to put these braces.
No, the ones for under the red one. The ones that go at an angle.
Oh,
yeah.
the
So
down.
they offer those in aluminum, but it's in their extreme bash range, so it's an upgrade part now.
Well, it should have been a standard part. I guess I bet number 6 will have it standard.
Too many aluminum parts is overrated. Aluminum doesn't bend back in shape.
Then they can make it carbon fiber.
So what they did instead of strengthening those the braces, although on the Mojave they did change those braces to a different mold. On these ones they stayed the same, but they did change the chassis. So there's a picture of the new chassis where the rear end is now wider, and they've stamped in little grooves into the chassis to strengthen it.
I see that.
So yeah, it's still 6000 series aluminum, but now that rear end should be a lot stronger.
Island RC Duke, good evening. Swampers, good evening.
Hey, Duke, I could see them making a carbon fiber of those pieces that we're just talking about.
That chassis does look a lot better. That does look a lot beefier. Doesn't look like it would twist as easy under power.
Right.
Yep.
RC Recreation, good evening, sir.
That motor is definitely new. And so is the ESC, as they said.
Yeah, all the electronics have changed, so it's a different servo, different motor, different speed control.
Oh, so they did a trifecta there.
Yeah.
John, what's your thought about the E-clip on the end of the pinion?
I think it's overkill and unnecessary. I can understand why it's there, but I don't think it's needed.
Hey, John, you got to look at it this way. The Saabs were overbuilt, and so were. This is how you got to look at it, and so were the Mini Coopers when they first came out.
Good evening, Green Frog.
Can I go back to the radio? Because the radio.
Richard Allen has now joined us. Good evening, sir.
Who just joined us?
Richie.
Cryptomaniacs. Richie.
Cryptomaniac.
Hey, Rich.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey.
Doing good.
We're alive.
When we get finished talking about the Armas, can we talk about the 64?
Yes, Brad. Yes.
Chill, Brad. Chill.
It's on my tab. See here? It's right there on the tab. it's ready to go. What do you want to talk about the radio for, John?
So the radio is the same one that came out in the middle of summer with the 3S lineup. That's an SLT tactic protocol radio. But then they've put in a Spectrum DSMR receiver, which doesn't make any sense, but they've done some firmware updates to that receiver so that it will work on tactic protocol. It's really interesting that they've done that. So that's an existing Spectrum model at SR315. It does DSMR, it does smart. It doesn't have any AVC, so it has no gyro stuff, but they've updated it so that it runs on SLT protocol. Out the box. So if you want to upgrade to a higher end Spectrum radio, you just bind it with the receiver that you get, and then you have an upgrade path.
Yeah.
So I like that they've done that, although I find it's really weird that they've changed an existing receiver model to work on a tactic protocol. And I asked, is there an update going to be available for all those receivers that are already in the wild? And they said ask Spectrum, and Spectrum hasn't put out any updates on that yet. So there's no
they are
firmware
saying
for
it's the same.
if you already
This is the
own
same
that.
model
but if
number.
not,
This is the SR315, but they're now saying it's dual.
that's been around
protocol.
for a year.
Pardon me.
Sir Chirpalot and Brandon, good evening, guys.
Yeah.
Let me change.
So I have that new radio. This is the SLT radio, but I don't have one of those receivers to test. Or I would try and see if I could bind it now, if it's like been a hidden feature all along, or if it's really something new that they've done.
Cool.
So I might have to go buy an SR315.
I have one of those, but I just sold the only tactic radio I had on hand. Or I would try it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool go. So lots of cool upgrades they have coming, which is cool for the version 5. Hit their site. Like I said, NetCruiser RC did a 14-minute video talking in depth about it. If you guys want to know what it is, hit it up. Here, I'll put it in the chat like that. People are gonna have it.
Yeah, I can't help thinking that ARM are going to come out with some new like V5 models, because things even like the Kraton 6S doesn't have the latest Spectrum ESC, the Smart ESC, anything like that on there. So I think that's going to be coming in the next, probably by Christmas, to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. That is what it is today.
What's up, guys?
Urami? What the heck kind of name is that?
He set that up every time he's come in recently.
No, because it comes up under Javier's name.
Ah.
All right.
Comes up under Javier's.
Now I.
Hey, John's here.
Here
I was just
comes
on the phone with him. I was just on the phone with him.
Sorry, people, if I was looking a bit confused. The picture on the thing was all, everybody was, the whole view thing was completely confuddled, but I've got it working right now.
That was just your chair was on the ceiling, Ricky.
Yeah. No.
Did you get confuzzled?
Yeah. I've been watching election for 48 hours non-stop.
You too?
Not even. I don't even want to deal with any of that garbage.
Let's not go there, because this is RC talk, not election talk.
I was trying to bite my tongue on that, but Rich had to bring it up.
Yeah.
Cool. So now the other subject is what is it, Brad? What is it you want to talk about tonight?
The 64.
What is a 64? What are you talking about?
It's from Redcat. The
Redcat.
The
Redcat came out with something new.
Hold on, somebody call an ambulance. Did Brad say something other than Tamia? What?
I was going to mention Tamaya in the same breath, because the body's very Tamaya-like in the quality of the.
Oh my God! So you can't even look at a Redcat.
No, but that body reminds me of features that Tamaya would have done with that body.
What's that like?
My body reminds me of Brad Pitt. Doesn't mean I'm Brad Pitt.
What's that like? Beef in the arms, Brad, but low in the power plant.
Good evening, Gabe. Welcome.
No, it's just a very scale body.
Only joking, Brad. Only joking.
2 days after Redcat released the 64, I received an email from Brad, says, check this out. What's new?
I shared it to Tony's page the same day it came out.
Oh yeah, same. Like as soon as it came out, I shared it everywhere on the Tank RC everywhere. And then 2 days later, Brad sends that video. Well, I've seen that. That's old news.
Sir Chirpalot, that's what we're talking about now, sir.
I do have a question about the 64, because I've watched some of their marketing material and I watched Drifto's video on it. Did they not show a picture of it with the motor and the speed control?
Not yet.
No, John. There's nothing, John, on there. I recorded the video and then I went back and edited it, and I thought, am I missing something there? You can't get any shots of the chassis, anything like that. All they show is that box. In my video, I showed a shot of the on the website of the box chassis. Nothing with the motor, nothing with the servos on there at all.
I
No,
hear
yeah,
there's a
I
reef
really
servo
They
on
showed the
there.
bare chassis as I've showed, and nothing other than that.
Well, I'm getting
Yeah.
a red one and a blue one at the end of the month.
Yeah, looks
Oh my
pretty cool.
God,
though,
that's a
isn't it?
lot of money.
Yeah, the thing being, I think if
Why
I had
not?
like $5
There's
grand
shocks
spare,
there.
if I've got $5 spare to spend on RCs, I might get one because it's the ultimate cool trick if you go into your local RC car club meet, something like that. But in reality,
That's
how much are you going to use it?
Evening, Steve-O. Yep, that's the first thing I thought of when I saw
I
this.
said. Brad called me earlier this evening, and I told him the same thing. I go, "There's a lot of cool, different little things to it, but it's going to be one of them shelf queens
Yeah, that's what I'm
instantly.
thinking.
You're going to use it.
I don't know.
I take a,
You're going to use it a half. You're going to use it a half dozen times, and then
Yeah.
it's going to probably sit there.
Yeah.
No, not me.
Is
Not
it
me.
going to
It
be?
wouldn't be for me. Hey, remember?
Anybody know if it's limited availability or not? I'm not sure. if
The
it-
blue is a limited availability because it is a special edition for Jerez, however you say his name. Because
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine.
no, but they're doing that blue like there's the
Yeah.
one showing on screen now. But
they're not doing a
the
whole
Jevis
lot
one,
of them.
the Jevis one has got a completely different color into that. It's
Yeah,
got
it's-
like
that's-
stickers that
pinstripes
goes
and
on top
flames
of it.
down the side of it.
That's
Yeah,
actually an extra sticker set
Yeah.
that goes on it.
Yeah.
it's an extra sticker
Oh, right.
set that
Oh,
you
okay.
put on it.
All right. Okay. Didn't know that. I stand corrected there, people. Yeah.
Hey, there is shocks on the back, John. I just saw it. There are shocks on the back. If you look closely, there
Yes,
are
there
shocks
is.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just looking at the pictures and Brad was telling me about it. I already seen it.
I'm assuming it's got some sort of shocks on there because when you see the action of it dropping down, when they release it, it doesn't slam. It's a comment I made in my video. It
Yeah.
doesn't slam down to the ground. It does gently bounce back up.
Oh, they got
So
nice.
guys,
stickers
instead of watching the Redcat videos, why don't you just go watch Javier's lowrider model car? The guy that actually designed it. Why
Yeah.
don't you watch his unboxing of it?
Oh,
Yeah,
I've
he
seen
does a bit
one of
on
those guys.
his Facebook page.
Hmm.
Jerez.
Yeah, so go check out. See that guy.
The
Jerez.
Jerez edition. He
Yeah,
has
but go check out his YouTube page where he
He
actually
also has a
how are
Facebook
people
page.
pronouncing that? Because one of you is Jerez. Are you pronouncing?
Jerez.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah.
you'll actually see he actually unboxes it and everything. So
Oh yeah. Because you
Actually,
see, the
he
UK.
spent he spent 4 years with Redcat developing this car.
Oh no.
So it's a ground up car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He commented on my video and said, "Nice review. Thanks ever so much for the comment," which was nice
Yellow.
to see. But I had no idea as to, and I said apologies because I had no idea as to how to pronounce it on there. I mean, you look at the logo, you could think it's a J or you could think it's an L. When you
Yeah,
see
so
the
you
logo.
so go check out his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And it'll answer a lot of your questions.
It doesn't
follow
show
his
the frame on
face-
this one.
Yeah, follow his Facebook as well because he does a lot of the small scale model cars that he makes move, not necessarily radio controlled, but just makes them move. Man,
Yeah, all of,
he
Oh,
has
no, I
got
mean,
some
that's
awesome stuff.
You can tell this has had. That's what I said. You can tell this has had some severe dedication going.
This is
into it.
actually based off of
Yeah.
his one-to-one car.
Yeah.
So 110 Hobbies is ordering a red one and a blue one. I told them I wanted the red one. Should I change my mind and get the blue one then, since the blue one?
I
I
was-
think
prefer the
I
red.
like the blue one the better. I personally like the
Yeah.
blue one the better.
I like the
think
blue
it'll
better personally,
Pop a bit better.
Not
personally.
me.
Yeah.
but I also
so,
had a blue 62. So
Yeah.
so as I also want to say is that I hear the body's 20 and a half inches long and 9 and a half inches wide. That's pretty scale to the size of the actual car would be.
Yeah.
Probably.
and it's got
I
the
think
Yeah,
that
but
thing's
it's
huge.
gonna be spot on to the scale, Brad. No offense. That's the whole thing
That's-
of designing
if
it.
you have Brad, if you've ever seen anything Jerez has done, you would understand. He would not let this thing go with his name on it if it wasn't right. This guy is an absolute perfectionist. I watch
You should
his
work-
work all the time. I've been following him for like 4 years. He's just amazing in what he does.
So,
yeah, he
but
is.
that's
Like,
that's
some
that
of his-
body. That body be something Tamaya would be happy with.
He done a little. Did you ever see the one he done, Brett, with a little blue truck, and he had the
Mhm.
back bed, like the little blue truck.
Dancing
and the
bed, yep.
Are you talking about this guy who does static models? The static models that makes them RC?
Oh, now you can see a little better there with that shot.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's just it's all different servos. The back is 2 servos. The front is 1 servo.
They comment on the back being solid rear axle, but having a removable diff cover. So even that rear axle is going to be looking super scale at the back from that. They specifically highlighted that point on there.
The price of it.
Those are his. Those are minis right there.
Yeah.
Those are his.
RC
models.
propaganda. What's up?
Grant,
look at how big the box is.
Welcome. Reads RC. Hello.
That box is big too.
I did that video has been on that I put up the other day, and it's been on fire on there. But I thought it was very, very groundbreaking on there, indeed.
You know what? They're going to have competitions of who can hop the highest.
Oh yeah.
Well, you can only go
that's
so
the whole
high.
idea, Brad. I guess that's what that's going to be hoping for, isn't it? Yeah.
That's a totally brand new segment for the hobby.
Now I'd want to see one build the pancake.
Yeah, that's why I said it was. I highlighted it in my video and said this is like groundbreaking.
Yeah,
like
probably go like
in faction, the
skip
TRX4 was.
like
It's so different. It's you think they can't reinvent a segment, and then somebody comes up with something like that.
You know what?
Evo, that's a good one. He says he needs a scale ice cube for the driver.
Hey, Rich, they're gonna be the standard which everybody is going to have to abide by now with Redcat. Now Redcat has the segment. Everybody has to try to match it or beat it.
Yeah, I mean it's way like I think I call it a curveball from Redcat, because on that body that is like when I say it's super scale, that body's 23 different pieces that's made up of.
Yeah, with chrome, there's a lot of
anything like that. I mean, you can buy scale cars that are non-RC cars, like scale models, like some of the stuff like Tamar does. Like I've got stuff up here.
Yeah, there you go. Didn't have to use my AK. It was a good day, you know.
Yeah, but I've got stuff like this to build up, like Porsches on that, and the Tamar one, which is just a static kit on there, and that's probably not in 23 pieces. So, you know, to go that whole 9 yards on there, I think it's going to look pretty good, I think. I was chatting with John from Fog City RC earlier today, and we were saying, you wouldn't necessarily buy one, but everyone's going to want to go out there and have a play with one and see what it looks like.
No.
Now, what gets me, you say it's a bit out of left field for them.
Yeah,
to the point I can agree with that. But if you think of...
Redcat have done nothing close to that before, have they?
No, but if you think of where they're located at, what drives around all through the area downtown in Phoenix? I know for a fact they've got 3 shows that happen down there all the time, right by their location. So they're seeing it all the time. So they probably finally got through their head like, hey, we might want to do something like this to get these guys into it.
Oh, I know. I've been to the couple of car shows in Scottsdale, so yeah.
Oh, that's no, that's nothing compared to what you see down South Phoenix.
Yeah,
that's totally different.
Hey, Brett, California and Florida are famous for those particular cars too.
Yeah, I was going to say Southern California is pretty good.
I know, but we have some. We have some of the best ones here because Red's Hydraulics moved from California to here.
Yeah.
And that's one of the premier hydraulic companies for lowriders.
Steve always got a good point, though. Replacement parts might be a nightmare.
I doubt it because that axle looks a lot like one of the older crawler axles they used to run.
Yeah, I'm thinking probably not a lot will go wrong with it. And bear in mind, it's not going to be under huge pressure from the transmission. It's not like it's got a huge, it's going to be brush motor. It's not like it's got a huge power going through it.
Well, it's not meant for power. It's not made for braking.
I use those two of the servos on there, the 25 kilo ones on the rear are the Hexfly ones. And I use a lot of those myself because they're just bulletproof, reliable, waterproof, metal geared. Just ridiculous good.
I do think it should at least do 20 miles an hour because that's in real life a good cruising speed. So,
yeah, but it's not scale speed, is it, Brad? Scale speed would probably be more like 12 miles an hour.
That's a great shot right there. The way those arms and everything are made, those are beefy enough. And with the limited weight that's on those, I really don't see a whole lot going wrong with that.
Mhm.
The only thing I can see maybe going is the very top of the shock or the bottom eye of the shock. That's the only two pieces I can see with the issue.
Oh, now let me ask you this, Brett. Is that the exact same front end that's on the real
No,
one?
you can't have that because you'd have the motor in the way.
Right.
Okay. But I'm just saying the suspension should be just like it too. But you
Well,
know,
the control arms are pretty much right, but the pivot points where you got the rod coming through that piece and then the other two pieces going there that push down on shocks, that would be done all with a hydraulic ram on the front with the hoses instead of all that stuff like that.
One
Well,
thing
I
that
do hear-
amazes me on this car also is the detail on the wheels.
yeah,
how
you're going to pay a lot of
narrow-
money for those wheels.
Yeah.
How narrow and scale they actually made these wheels. It's
They
just-
And it's
actually
gonna-
went with 14s and not 13s on it, which surprises me.
Mhm.
But they have the white wall, so that rubber has to be painted, have to be put in there white.
Well, that's
Probably.
not a big issue.
Well, that would make it a more expensive tire to buy.
Yeah,
Really.
but to highlight John's point, John, that is the only images you're seeing on there is that's all. There is nothing with all of the
Reef.
Yeah.
electrics.
I find
and the
that
motor
very
on the car there.
suspicious that they
That-
have.
A reef servo.
Yeah. What you're looking at there, John, is basically what's on the
I know,
website. There's
that's it.
nothing with everything fully installed
there-
on there. So
there-
maybe that they were still finalising the spec of the car, the fine details, by the time
So-
they put the website together. Would not be unheard of.
Now that looks purplish, not blue.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking the blue stickers that comes with it are the stickers that goes on top of it like this,
Yeah.
and the red one must have these
the
stickers that you
scallops
can put
and the
on
others
this or
available,
like
yeah.
that.
I looked at it and thought without my reading glasses on, I assumed those were two like special editions. I didn't realise those were the. That's a really neat touch, I have to say. That with the box.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Now
Yeah,
that's
the whole
outstanding.
vehicle, it's going to be limited numbers for the vehicles, period, per what Redcat said.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because they just don't know how well they're going to sell yet, so they're
Mm.
in mass production.
oh,
I
yeah.
have a
doesn't
feing they're going to
sell,
sell a
like,
lot.
Well,
Believe
the
it or
thing
not.
Pre-orders
is,
are done.
Look, they already have new bodies for it.
they might bring that out, see how well it sells, and if it sells really well,
Do you know how many different
like
bodies?
park those bodies, make that limited edition, and then bring out bodies out in a different color to the mass market, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Only
So
thing
then-
I don't
two
agree
thousand.
with
But I
is
would-
that the light
oh.
kit is separate.
Yeah.
like it is.
It is
separate.
a highly priced model for not having lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said, John. If you buy one, and anybody out there listening to this, watching it, you buy one, buy the light kit for it. It's just an absolute no-brainer to my mind.
837.71 Canadian.
Yeah, the only,
No,
I would
the
make
only-
my own light kit for it.
The only thing they should have tried to do was, I know there's a lot going on underneath the interior, but you can't even put a figure in that interior.
Yeah.
No, the
I just have
interior.
a
No,
problem.
it's not a
they're
deep.
taking orders for something where they haven't shown all of it.
No.
I'm down with it. I'll get one.
Reeds, yes, they are replicas of Dayton's, but they are not
Yeah, see, like,
licensed,
you can't
so
even
they
get a
can't be
fit.
called that. But
Yeah. So you can't even get a figure in there. You just had to put a head and an arm.
But like
That-
23 individual chrome plated pieces. That's crazy.
yeah,
Now,
All the edges of the plastic around all the window panels, the glass is all chrome plated around the edge.
So it's a hard body. It must be a hard shell.
No,
that's
it's
what I'm
Lexan.
wondering too.
Yeah.
the Lexan
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
With hard
and that's the
plastic
other
on
thing
it.
being, you wouldn't want it going too fast, because if you flip that thing over and
Oh
you
no,
strike
that looks
it,
pretty
you'd,
thin, honestly.
You'd be like in tears.
That looks thin. That might be a Lexan.
No,
It is
I know it's
Lexan,
Lexan.
yeah.
I'm
Now,
pretty sure
let
it's
me
Lexan.
ask you
Lexan,
this:
yeah.
if it sells, they're going to have to come out with different wheelbases so they can do like.
Okay, hang
Monte
on, people. Right, they say 23 different parts. How can that be a Lexan body?
Because look at the backing. If
Oh, the
Frank,
All
you
the
go back to where
bumpers,
you can see the
exhaust
underside of
pipe-
the body there.
The
If you
headlight
look
cut,
right
the
at the
headlight
underside, you can
pieces.
see Brad Hush.
Okay.
You got the backing piece with the
Yeah.
screws going through to the bumper,
Yeah, right. I think you're right. Yeah.
and same with the front
Yeah,
Yeah.
here.
and the
Just
rest
assuming
around
it's
the
that 23
windows. That's
pieces.
all.
I was assuming
painted on.
I was assuming with 23 pieces, they'd maybe got
Like,
separate front wings, separate rear wings.
They're probably
Hey,
counting the
Paul,
rim
welcome
as one
in.
piece. They're calling
Yep.
the rim as one piece, and they're calling this
Center
middle
cap.
part here, the cap, as one piece. You got the border here, that's one piece. The lights are probably another piece.
Yep.
There's this piece. There's
grill,
the antennas on each
bumper,
side.
Yeah, all the
Bumper,
window trim.
mirrors, windshield
Mirrors.
wipers.
yeah.
Yeah.
It adds
No,
up fast.
it is Lexan though, because if you watch your guys' unboxing video
Yeah.
of it, he tells you it's Lexan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Yep.
I'll go watch that unboxing video later. For
This
sure.
is
Yeah.
my Redcat collector's item.
You just need a
The-
George Lopez figure, because in his TV show and that, he used to have that song, "All My Friends Know the Low Riders."
So it's gonna be a cool.
Yeah, no, that's my Redcat collector's item, the Redcat Striker 3-wheeler, all
Yep.
3 wheels driven, front wheel driven, and that
Yep.
rear wheel as well on there.
That's actually a fun vehicle to run.
I've got it. It's brushless, and it's probably one of the best handling cars I've got. Just like a rocket. I don't know why a lot of people said they should make that again, because I think it would sell well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul
Particularly when
Clancy,
you
it's
think of the
$600
amount of
US.
different bodies you could get to skin over the top of that. Yeah.
Yes, Paul, it's $600. Welcome in,
Bro.
Joe Critter.
Trail Critter smoke kit. Just find a cheap vape unit mod and make your own little setup for it.
You can
Oh,
buy
for
the
smoke? Yeah.
on wish.com. You can buy the smoke machines now for like $20.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I've seen people
Wow.
selling the mods that they're getting rid of for like $10-15. So,
Yeah, that's it. You can buy the new ones now for like $20, like in the little machine.
Oh,
But as long as you don't mind oil all over your freaking vehicle, though.
yeah.
that's the
worst
problem.
Yeah.
Somebody was saying today that they'd seen a full set of Armour Felony tires on sale on eBay for $150, and people
That-
were buying them.
That's a nuts.
Yeah.
So I see if this goes off well with Redcat, they're going to have to make different wheelbases, different bodies like Cutlasses and town
Brad,
cars
they're
and
not-
Cadillacs to do the same thing.
No, they'll let
Brad.
people do that.
Yeah,
I would
they're
love
not
to see
going-
someone
they're
do
not
a
going to
scale
have to
Cutlass
do-
body though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but saying that, Tank, Brad might have something on there, because the profit margin on those bodies, if it is all Lexan, once they've got the license for it, could
Yeah.
be pretty good. And bear in mind, some of those marks don't exist out there anymore, so they could produce the body without paying any royalty whatsoever. So it's not beyond the realms of possibility.
Yeah, but they're not going to release different size wheelbases. They're not
No.
gonna release-
I
Yeah,
would
they're not
disagree
gonna
with Brad
reinvent
on different size
size.
wheelbases, but you
Yeah.
could see them doing cars
Well-
with like different body shells for
Mhm.
sure.
I don't know about
Yeah. Yeah.
the wheelbase.
that.
I mean, I've got some bodies here. I've got a Dodge Durango body that would probably fit on the thing. That would look cool as all get out sitting on that thing.
Yeah.
There's other companies that have bodies that would work, like for the drifting scene. That they have the license, like for the Grand National. You can
Yeah.
put that on there. So there's some that are already available possible.
Well, if they wanted to keep everything scale like they do with this one, I could see them doing what I said, but what do I
Yeah.
know, as people want to say to me? So it's just an idea that I could see it exploding in there, because there's so many different American bodies that are used in lowriders in real life. That's
Oh, yeah,
why I
there
say
is,
that.
Yeah, I can see Brad's point. If this was Traxxas releasing this car, you could see them releasing half a dozen different bodies for it.
Yeah,
Because they would
just like
sell.
RC Creation Recreation just mentioned, just they need to offer a Cheech and Chong interior, including like two guys or smoke that comes out of the winch. I know somebody's gonna do that. Like
Clear body,
definitely.
clean it up the same way, and
Clear body, and I was going to say clear body.
So that's why I say that about the different wheelbases, because they would want to keep it scale, because they started that way.
well, the
So-
thing is, Brad, it would be kind of hard to do for wheelbases
Yeah.
because if you think about it, the way the thing's set up for the hopping feature, they have it where it comes up to a certain point, so it will still come down nice and still be drivable, and you
Yeah.
can still hop it while going along.
Yeah.
Right now, with it being so early in this, I don't being able to do that. Maybe later on, fine, sure. I don't There's no issue with that. I agree.
Yeah, I
They
think
should have other availability.
from a manufacturing point of view, you could see them releasing it with different bodies, but they're going to keep the wheelbase so that the spare parts are the same, etc., because nobody wants to order like.
I could see them. I could
the
see
wrong
them
drive shaft for the car and find out they've ordered the wrong part because it's the wrong size wheelbase.
I could see them putting Cadillacs on there because some of those Cadillacs are the same size as that Impala. So,
maybe.
But that Reef servo in there, that's like a third of the price of the car itself.
Oh yeah.
But Brad, why don't you email them and give them your suggestions?
I don't know if they. I could go to their where they showed the video. I could maybe say that.
But I mean, they've obviously got a relationship developing with Reefs, haven't they? Because they used it. If anybody,
I can safely say we should move on because out of everybody on the panel and everybody in the chat, I can safely say none of us are going to buy that car.
I don't know. Don't count me out.
I'm sure that when John sees it,
out of it.
Yeah. And when John sees it, he might get one.
I was going to say, if I saw one about 450,
getting one. Already said you're getting
it. Tony getting it.
Oh, I am getting one. I do have one on order. I will get one.
Say, if I saw one at 450
for 600
something like that, I might be tempted. Yeah.
I could see Aaron getting one.
Yeah.
I don't know. He won't deal with Redcat stuff.
Yeah.
Well, this is a completely different
idea. He won't
deal
with Redcat, Brad. He won't. I've asked him about different stuff before, and he won't deal with him whatsoever.
Who's that?
Aaron.
Oh.
RC Sparks.
Oh. I actually sold this guy here, my 6x6, so I can get money to buy that car. So I'm actually trading or selling my 6x6 just to get that car.
Kevin Gibbs.
And you'll regret it in a week.
Yeah, Kevin Gibbs made a very good point, so. Brad. GM licensing is not cheap.
No.
Especially when you go for brands like Oldsmobile and all those that are no longer around. You really have to fight to get the licensing for those.
So, some of you are saying, like, I wonder if you're going to use that or not. Like, I take a walk with my RC cars. I take my street cars or Bash or whatever, and I take a walk with my wife and my son down the street. Just imagine me taking a walk with that low rider and just like having fun with it while we're walking and going to the corner store, going to the post office. Like, it's going to be so cool and fun.
Yeah, a lot of people. It'd be a conversation piece, Frank.
I mean, I went to a car show this past weekend that was, the name of the club putting it on is Sweet and Low.
Okay.
So it was a lowrider, custom car show. I mean, there was Hummers there with 32s on them, but most of this stuff was lowrider type stuff. If I had been walking around with that instead of my semi-trucks, I mean, the semi-trucks, I got stopped every 10 feet.
Yeah.
I handed out like 10 cards, people wanting work done on getting stuff made for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
If I had that low rider, I wouldn't have been left alone at all.
Yeah, that's for sure. Every step. Can I talk to you about that?
But it's like what Axiomatic said. It's like a boat. You let somebody else buy it and you'll enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, there's like there's the Good Guys car shows, and they have about 4 or 5 in Alameda County, Alameda Fairgrounds across the other side of the bay in there. And you took one of those over there, as like you say, you
2 weeks there here in Scottsdale.
You'd be getting home like 2 weeks later because so many people would stop you. Yeah,
I'm going to a Cars and Coffee on Saturday, and I'm taking the semis.
But like John is saying, or John said in the comments earlier, Net Cruiser, is what is fishy or weird is they don't show the electronics inside, where the motor is, where the transmission is. Hey?
What does it say for the list on the page?
It doesn't then have any pertinence. You don't have the number of turns for the motor. Okay. You don't have transmission gearing range. You have nothing.
I would not be worried. I would not be worried. I couldn't give a damn about the spec of the motor, the damn about the spec of the battery, because
that's exactly what I think.
You're going to be walking with it. You ain't going to be doing 20, 30 miles an hour with it. You're not going to be worried about as it brushless accelerates like a rocket.
John,
just out the window.
But hang on, Richie. John puts a 35 kV in his freaking Redcat Gen 8. So
Yeah, but you do something like this, as skinny as those tires on, you'll blow them off in just a second. The spokes, if they're full spokes, which I don't think they are, you'd snap them or whatever. But no, you don't want anything stupid fast. I mean, this with like a 25 turn or something like that would be more than enough for it. The tranny doesn't have to be super strong because you're not going to be full throttle burnouts all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not going to be a big.
I wouldn't even be surprised. I wouldn't even be surprised if it even had something smaller, like a 35.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it had a 380 can in it.
Yeah, a 380. Yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
I would rather them spend. I'd rather them spend the money on decent servos for it, decent components to match the servos to that bouncing operation, so that stuff didn't go wrong. I really couldn't give a damn about the motor and stuff. Because the motor, the power plant, you can upgrade, but if it's got like custom gearing in relation to
no, Steve,
like
I'm not.
That kind of stuff's a lot harder. Yeah, but if that kind of gear fails because they made it out of softer metal, that's a lot harder to address than it is to upgrade the core power plant, if that makes sense. I'd rather the stuff that matters work well.
I mean, the servos, the radio system for it.
Hey, Rich, they already showed, the only electronics they showed was the servos. That's the only ones they showed.
Yeah.
And there's a reef in there. Command shows a reef.
Good evening, Curtis D.
As I'm saying, Brad, that's all that matters, really, when it comes to the car. The
servos are the servos are the only thing you need. But there's so much going on right under where they have to put such a shallow interior. Everything's just stacked right there.
Yeah. Another thing. I'm gonna say your ESC's there, your batteries there.
Yeah, everything.
Your receiver.
Right.
You know what I do see is aftermarket parts is chrome parts for the underside.
There's
that I see happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do. But like the fact that they went with the mufflers, that looks nice. The fact that they went with the way the dry shaft is molded into it, and it's not a cheap that of it. It's not a bang good dry shaft. In other words, there is good parts in here. It's not like you're getting a bang good part a car here.
Yeah,
another thing I did hear,
underside parts.
Yeah, something else I did hear about this. They aren't showing everything because they are still working on getting some stuff patented on this.
I wondered if that's why. Yeah, they don't.
You think that's a metal frame?
That looks like a plastic frame.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a plastic frame, but it's a solid. It's not hollow.
But I could see them making chrome-plated plastic chassis and rails on it.
I'd just take it off and paint it myself.
Well, I'm just saying they could, because a lot of those cars have that type of stuff going on under it.
But the thing is, they also do a lot of them. They do color coordinated with the body. So if you got the blue one, maybe someone will take the bottom off and paint it all the same color blue and put the same graphics on the bottom.
Yep.
There's all sorts of different possibilities.
Like Brett was talking earlier about the spoke wheel. He says it's not a real spoke wheel. It's not, because when you actually look at the wheel on this side, you see it's a full wheel here.
But there are companies that do have spoke wheels, because Boom Racing used to have them. And I've got some friends that actually ran them on a crawler at times, and they were strong.
Kevin Gibbs said he just spent $400 on Sehan friggin' bumpers for his scaler.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy. 400 just for bumpers
on Chad's bumper.
That's ridiculous. I'm sorry, no offense.
But this car right now is going to be a novelty. So it's getting YouTube hits like crazy at the minute. But after 10 videos of this, are you really going to want to watch another car?
Yeah, exactly. That's my only thing, Sean. Is the longevity of it.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to be creative. That's for sure.
Just make you wonder though whether are they using this almost like as a lost leader up the Redcat name? Are they then going to drop a big release maybe before Christmas, just after Christmas, possibly?
Anything's possible with them.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, I'm thinking they brought the Redcat Keiju out earlier on in the year.
Evening bucks.
I could see them making a one that you put together, which Frank would love, because then you can put all your electronics in it and stuff, and it would be cheaper by at least $150. if you had to put all your electronics in it.
I don't build stuff. When I build stuff, it takes me forever.
Yeah, you
what I'm doing.
understand what I'm saying, Frank. You would want something you could put together. That's for sure.
Look what I'm building. If we get bored tonight, I might keep building it tonight.
It's
live.
called a kit, Brad.
What did you say, Sean?
I said that's called.
How
a
many
kit.
hours to get that
Yes,
far?
a kit. A kit. They can make a kit one day for it.
I've been building. I've got a WL Toys A959, which is like a carbon chassis with all metal parts on there. Brushless 46,000 kV motor on there, and the whole thing weighs less than £2.
And I bet you it screams.
It's the only car I've ever run around the driveway, and I've had to stop the video on the basis it's just too fast.
How fast was it, you think?
Well, I don't know, Brad, because as I've just said, I've stopped the video because it was too fast.
So
and bear in mind now, I've got my twin 8S infraction that I run around the yard, and this thing is just monstrous in compared to speed of that.
I don't know if you guys. I don't know if you guys remember. I went to 110 Hobbies, and he has a pickup truck, and he's got 4 servos to lift up the front.
Yeah.
He can really play with it and place it. Like when I saw that, I was at his place, and I said, when you get those cars, we need to make a video with your truck and that car doing low rider stuff and having fun. That's going to be fun when you get a whole bunch of different cars together and just making a video like that.
And driving downtown with them, Frank, just like you like to do.
Yeah, going downtown and like with Herbie, that beside Herbie would be kind of cool. Like there's a whole
make a Herbie lowrider.
Yeah, or pulling that behind my Winnebago. Like
Tank, I've got that Super Scale 2020 kit the guy sent me from Bulgaria, and that's got the realistic. That's the one. If anybody's seen it, it's got a little Volkswagen van that comes around and goes into a parking space, and it reverses back out, and it moves around, goes back into another space, and you're thinking, God, that looks realistic. Why the hell am I watching this? And then at the end of the video, a hand comes down and picks the transporter up, and you're like, whoa, didn't see that coming. It looks so realistic. And the guy's got the thing, and that has 4 servos on there. So he's got to be looking at that thinking, I could do the same thing on that. But the version he sent me, I'm getting some parts 3D printed for it at the minute. And if you look on the Superscale 2020 site, he's got a TRX4 going over bumps, and it just looks like literally like a full scale truck, not an RC truck, in terms of suspension, the way it moves, bounces, everything on there.
Just like just like that station wagon I saw that guy did homemade with the servos.
There's a question in the chat there, guys. What do you guys think about the Rady 6 from Team Corrali? I don't really know much about it.
It's their new 8-scale buggy. I've not looked into it yet.
I haven't even seen it.
I wanted to see the difference of it versus the Python, if it's significantly different.
That actually is cool looking.
Okay, these are tuning parts.
Interesting. I'm not much into the 8-scale stuff, so I don't pay attention.
Co-Rally. Can we get Co-Rally here?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, even the on-roads look nice.
Hey, I told you, don't show again, man. Okay, where the heck is that?
Okay, they've got a few different things that are interesting.
Yeah.
Co-Rally is kind of expensive, isn't it? Or is it relatively cheap? Looks like there's a big percentage off on some of these.
Well, 349 euros.
Marketing.
Yeah.
What model is it? Sorry, people.
What model is that again?
Radix 6. RADIX 6.
Thank you, John.
Hey, there's an the FSX model. There's an F1 car.
Wait, girl.
Go.
Is any of the Co-Rally stuff any good?
Radius 6. Available from 10/11/2020.
Well, that's been out for a bit. This is 8-scale.
Brad, can you mute your mic when you're clearing your throat, please?
The wheelbase looks very close together, though.
It's about comparable with an Armour Typhon in terms of price point. $479.99 in dollars.
Well, it looks like it's got a wider chassis.
On eBay and online.
Chris Watson said at Reed's RC, yeah, mine is coming Monday. It's my first team crawling.
So this is less than an Arma.
Yeah, the servo's crooked.
Brad, do you listen to anything anyone says? No disrespect. I've just said it's the same price as the Armour Typhon.
No, because you didn't say Tamiya, so why would he listen?
Oh, that's just, Sean, that's not true. I've listened to a lot of things. I was listening a lot about the 64. So
you bring up the Python, Python, to see how much difference it is, because that's their other 8-scale buggy. And I was wondering, is it just a rebrand because they got in trouble, or is it very different?
I wanted to get in trouble with the Python for John.
Just because it was so close. They made a play on the words of all of the Armas. They basically copied and pasted all the Armas and changed a letter, and then.
Oh, like the Typhon.
Oh, like Python, yeah.
Yes, I noticed that.
Yeah.
Python, this one?
Yeah, that one. So I'm just curious, is it the same chassis or not? If you can click on that one, just to see if it's.
Yep. Typhon, Python, play on words there.
Yeah. Be the Coralie E-Ren with inboard suspension. I'll wait for the pennies to drop.
Swamper says in the 90s they were big players in the four-wheel
See, is that not the same thing? That's the
drive
same
sedan racing.
Yeah, it's the same chassis, John. I think it looks like
Looks
it.
a lot like it.
I was going to say it was a name that used to be far more well known. And I'm thinking it was more known in racing circles than anything
the tub
else.
is plastic, though.
Yeah.
Tub looks plastic.
Oh, the outer edge is. What about the underneath? Can you see it?
Oh, no, haven't seen it yet.
The drive shaft positions look different, though.
Yeah, I think that's got to be a metal chassis tank. You're not going to be putting 6S power down through plastic chassis.
Doesn't show the bottom of it.
I do think the drive shafts are in a different angle than on the Typhon.
They're crooked on this one.
Yeah.
They're not straight.
Wow,
So therefore that's different. That's different.
No, I'm not saying it's the same as the Typhon. I'm saying it's the same as the Radix.
The Radix. Their other model.
Yeah.
Oh.
So is it just a body and tire change?
Yeah,
I don't know.
looks like
I'll study it later, but it looks awfully similar.
It does look a lot like each other.
So you're saying that the Typhon and the Radic looks almost the same.
Yeah, well, Chris Watson.
Later, Basher boy.
Yeah, so Chris Watson, the guy bought one. He said they also have a Python. This is just the same chassis but different wheels and body.
Wait a second. One of them's got to be a 10 scale because I see the 10 scales up there too. The Dementor, that's close too.
Yeah, I see him doing a lot of the same things that Arma's doing.
Yeah.
Later, Basher boy. Have a good one.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Well, we don't have those in Canada, that's for sure. I haven't seen anybody with these cars.
Me or the U.S. I have not. I've seen videos for other people, but not in the U.S. for those.
Yeah, I've never heard of them before.
Oh, I have heard of them, but I've never seen them being sold in this country.
Yeah, I remember the name from when I was in Europe. So they've been around a while.
Just like Carson's the same way. You probably heard a lot of it there too, but we don't get anything but parts from them, not cars.
Go away.
But I got a Team Crawley in one of the drag cars.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
There was a huge monster truck. I was just searching through the site just now. There's a huge Dominator's huge monster.
Yeah, it looks just like the Big Rock.
Yeah, the Dementor is their equivalent to the Notorious.
Okay. Cheers, John. Thanks.
I think you two are in the wrong. I think you two are in the wrong site. You've got a Dominator and he's got a Big Rock. So something wrong with it.
I saw a Dementor. That's another one.
Yeah, I know that you just flashed up, Sean. Just like Brad said, just flashed up momentarily and then just disappeared. And we can't see it again now.
Yeah, that's what she said too.
Sure. Oh, they just need to come out with a crawler. Team Crawley crawler.
If you click on, there's an icon at the top there, and it says Coralie World. Visit now. If you click on that, then you get to the new Dementor truck.
Okay.
Oh, for a second there, I thought you said, "Oh, they're now making also crawlers." I thought you were going to say that, Rich. Well, we can see that the body's a bit different. It's definitely up front.
Yeah, but it's the same idea.
That just looks like an Outcast, no?
Oh yeah, and it's got the tower in the center of the body going up under the pickup cab roof to protect the top from head-on down landings. Exactly the same as with the
This is
Outcast.
what I want.
Ooh.
At least they have on-road cars, and Arma doesn't make any on-road cars.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's a pan
Nice.
car.
Yeah.
Dual batteries. Wow.
Yeah, is that an 8-scale pan car?
Yeah,
No,
it's an
10.
8 scale.
I thought it said 10 scale.
8.
Oh,
Eight,
okay.
one-
I
one
bet
is
that handles
forward.
like a
Belt driven.
rail.
Wow.
Driven.
Man, that thing screams speed. That does, doesn't it? Wow.
That is nice.
Uh-oh,
Wow.
I see people buying those now out here with us. I see.
Four-wheel drive. Yeah, that's.
What is
that-
weird
I
is the
see Brett's
motor's
going to buy
here.
one and Rich is going to buy one.
The
Right.
pinion is here, motor's there, goes all the way across, and then the belt is on the other side.
Nice. Nice
Yeah,
jack
but
shaft system.
if as long as it's well engineered tank and it's well balanced, that wouldn't worry me.
Actually, if you think about it, you get the drive on one side for the rear and the drive on the other for the front.
Yeah.
Cancels out your torque steer pretty much for the most part, except for the tire size difference. That would
And
probably handle really nice.
that puts the servo position. It gives the servo. It's been done to put the servo in the ideal position, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, and you have the tensioner at the front and a tensioner at the back for the belt, which is pretty
Oh, how
good.
much are those? Anybody see?
Yeah.
Anybody see what's the pricing?
Don't
That's
know.
interesting.
It's probably as much as my low rider.
So Chris Watson,
Probably.
Chris Watson saying they released the Beisers 1 8-scale line a year ago. This is their V2 version. They came to the US market last year and did very well for their first version.
Yeah.
I would like to know.
Now the SXX, that saloon car, the SSX8X, that's got a full carbon fiber chassis as well.
Aluminum bulkheads.
I bet you that's $500.
439 euros.
So it would
Wow.
be 500 plus here.
It'd be more, it'd be 600 and something here.
Yeah, it'd be 620 something.
It's got a big plastic gear on the back of it too.
I'd rather have the plastic gear there though, so you have a weak point.
Yeah, something strips.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I'd rather
it's
replace
direct
that.
drive.
Yeah.
And it's direct drive.
Direct drive.
I have to say, and our tank was joking about, so well, he might not be joking about selling his TRX6, but I'm debating selling my TRX6 because I really don't use it a lot, and I'm thinking this is looking very good.
That
Mine's
I
is
can
a
nice.
see you doing
four-wheel drive beast 6x6.
I can see you doing speed run cars with that,
Uh,
Rich.
There you go.
Yeah, but it's not just speed, Brad. Look at that. If you scan down and look at that carbon chassis, that looks
Everybody
outstanding.
pop up.
This is
Everybody
nice for the
talks
carbon
about it.
chassis.
That's a
This is
beautiful
nice.
chassis.
There's a lot of thought in this, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
I
Nice.
can speed run.
John was trying to show something there. Have you
Oh,
got
is this the-
highlights on?
Oh, metal aluminum parts. Look at all the aluminum parts.
Yeah, all the
Who
bulkheads.
cares about John? He
Yeah,
said
he's
what
trying
he
to
said.
show
Anyways.
something.
Yeah, John's
Highlight
gonna run
them.
8-scale on-road cars.
Ooh,
No, we'll be right at you, John. But look at the different way you can set up the ESC and the batteries on this.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
like that.
different weight distribution.
car.
All right. Now, also, it says totally unique front suspension. One look at the front suspension revealed possibly the most unique thing about the SX8X. There are no shocks, dampers on the car. Simple system of upper and lower carbon graphite plates form the suspension arms, providing all necessary flex for the front suspension. No shocks to rebuild, etc., etc. No springs or ride height settings.
Wow. And look
8-scale.
at the
Very,
wheels.
very different.
I'd like
Look
to
at the
know how
way you
much
set up-
flex they had to put in
You
that.
put the wheels on. It's a
Yeah.
clip-on type deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the clip. You push the clip on and it snaps.
Oh, yes, I see that.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
So who's gonna get one?
Simple caster change. Yeah, I mean, that looks real easy.
Yeah, there's
If
a lot
anybody
of
can
different-
find me a site where we can buy one in dollars, I might be tempted. I'll tell you.
Paul Clancy.
Right?
Paul Clancy said, "I'm betting the quality control is better because they're made in Europe and coming out of Europe."
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You could go to that Euro place that
Yeah.
you could that sells to the United States. You could get that probably.
The fact that Tank has said it points out with the belt that for the power being down one side of the car would point to the engineering on the thing being exceptional.
Look
Yeah.
how thick the part is. The parts are the chassis is thick.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Tank, Trail Critter RC said, check your Instagram. He
Yeah.
said he's found it for 276 or something.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, 279. The car's 279. Something.
You just look at how much details we're getting to see here about how all the servos are mounted, how the motor's mounted, how everything's adjustable, and we didn't get to see any of that on the before. That's
yeah,
what
on the Redcat.
front. The front has one-way
One-way
bearing.
differential.
One-way dip. Nice.
Look
great.
at those shafts to run the rear end and the front
This is
end.
very race car stuff. This is just
Yeah.
That's like
That's high end right there.
this is like
Cruise
Formula
Redcat
One
shot
style
on this.
engineering, isn't it, for road cars?
Yeah.
God, wow.
It looks like it might be top notch. It's the highest
Yeah.
of quality. It looks like to me.
looks very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Swamper says in
Swamper-
'99 he got a Losi street weapon because he couldn't swing the Corley.
Hmm.
Those are, yeah, that's something else.
Yeah.
We didn't see a body at all, right? You just
No,
pick
we
up-
did. There was a
is no
body
body.
they showed once, but
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, does it look like it has aerodynamic design too?
I'd say that Delta Plastics 8 scale on-road bodies are what
Yeah.
that thing's made for.
Yeah.
To get the aerodynamics out of it.
Yeah, well, Chris Watson said they're a Belgian company, I believe. They
Yeah.
are really respected in the racing community in Europe.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
doubt
that's why I
that.
said, Sean, I'd heard of them before I came over here. It's not a name I was familiar with here.
But
Um,
I could
Europe.
see if everybody's showing love for that car, if more United States people see that, they're going to want to buy it, and then that'll become more popular in our country, and they'll sell their cars better here.
I'd just
Oh.
like to see them do something like that in a 10 scale for the pan cars, or even for a 10 scale, yeah, I just blanked out on the
They
class.
have a 10th scale 4-wheel drive buggy.
Yep, I saw that they
Ooh,
had 10
off-road.
scale. That's a nice
Yeah.
looking buggy.
That's
So-
nice.
410.
I'm talking, yeah, wow.
Trail-
279?
Trail Critter RC sent me this one. This is a 1/10 scale though.
Oh, okay.
Not-
Okay.
It's not the SX X10X whatever,
So
Yeah,
it's
it's not the
$400. It'd be
This is a
$400
different
in our
one.
money.
but $300. This is this one.
That's not bad. Touring car, that's what I'm thinking of. 4-wheel drive touring car vehicle.
Yeah,
That, I'd like to see him do something like that. That would be a real competitor.
But there's not a lot of.
good for carpet racing and asphalt racing.
Yeah. Yeah, Earl brings up a good point. It makes it even more confusing why they're blatantly ripping off Arma basically for stuff
So
when they've got all that stuff.
Well,
And then they got that stuff that's ripping them off.
because Arma's not.
I like I say, I can't stress enough that I heard of those. Corley, I think you will find have been around for considerably longer.
He's talking
And
about the
Arma have.
bashers. He's talking about the bashers, Richie.
Yeah. Okay. No, I was just saying. Yeah. Mm.
It
Yeah.
seems like they're one of a kind for the on road for sure.
Yeah.
I saw
But
an F1 chassis. too.
also, I would point out that Arma did get sued for copying Traxxas' suspension design, and people may
Yeah.
disagree with the lawsuit, but it was awarded in Traxxas' favour, so Arma broke Traxxas' copyright on the stuff. So
Bucks, I agree with you for the body on that thing. The C7R would be great.
Hey, Frank,
Yeah.
you should show the F1 version from them.
Yeah, they've got a lot of neat stuff.
Yeah, a lot of neat stuff.
I'm just emailing them because I want to see if there's anybody over here that sells them. Seriously, I looked at it and thought, oh, that looks quite good. It could do with something else.
You might have to go to ERC to get the stuff, which is out of Sweden or Norway.
That's what that
Well, I'm actually just emailing Coralie, Brad, as that seems the sensible thing to do.
Well, true, that is. I'm just saying they may say you only could get it from them, but you know.
So if we stay with the same company real quick, like the $270, that was this one here, the 1/10.
Yeah.
There's the FSX10. You should see that.
Yeah.
We should see the F1 car.
Looks like they have a 12 also. That's probably
Yeah.
a 12 scale.
12 scale, yeah.
What
Wow.
about
They have the Formula.
you want to see the Formula One? I'd like to see that one.
You'd like to see that, eh?
Yes, I would.
Intense four-wheel drive racing buggy. Yeah, they got
And
some
here's the body
interesting stuff.
for the SX8.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Oh, the F1. Look at the quality on that F1.
It's not bad.
Same type of material.
Carbon fiber,
Yeah.
yeah. It's not 4x4. It's no good.
It's a Formula One car. It's rear-wheel drive, man.
That site I sent you, Frank, is American.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
They do have the F1 car on there as well.
Trouble's here.
How much
Hey,
Pro Critters
Jake.
snuck in on us.
I'm sneaking in.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
just have to put
the
that word
on-road
in.
stuff from Core Rally looks really high quality and really good stuff.
Yeah, looks okay.
That's very clean.
Cool.
Very clean. Chris Watson says the U.S. distributor is HRP, Richie.
Oh, cheers. Right, I'll have a look for that. Thank you. Cheers. Right, HRP.
HRP, Hobby Recreational Products.
Thanks, Tank. That saved me a lot of legwork. HRP distribution, yeah.
See,
So how much does
Okay,
it cost?
cheers. Thank you, Tank. No, much appreciated. Cheers.
we're full of knowledge
Sorry, I'm,
here. If
I've got
we
about
don't know
4
the answer,
windows open
people
on
in
the
the chat know the answer.
full
Yep.
windows on the screen open there at the minute.
Everybody's helping each other.
Yes, that is very true, Swampers. 12 scale cards are like driving a slot car.
Yeah.
I've had 12 scale cars in my past.
Yeah. So, John,
400 right,
Net Cruiser.
okay. Right, whoa. Hobby Recreational Products, HRP.
Yeah.
Have it for sale. $439.
For
Not
the
bad.
8?
$439 US.
Oh, there you go. Sell your 6x6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Actually,
SS.
I'd probably get about 400 for the 6x6. So
I'll give you two.
And the 6x6 cost more.
I'll give you 200 for the 6x6.
Yeah.
Make sure it's the same
What,
color.
Sean?
There's an 8X and an 8R, and there's a bunch of
Hey,
different.
maybe Sean will buy it off of you.
I just told you. I just said, Brad, I'll give him $200 for the 6x6.
300? Did you say 300?
200.
Oh, 200.
There we go. We have bids going on here.
They're going to bid on your car 6x6. Rich.
Sean, I know there's a guy that'd offer you a good job, but I think he might be out of one come January.
See, look, I'm a good haggler. I got a box in today. I'm a good trader. Look,
What's that? What's
I
in
haven't
that?
even looked at this yet myself. So,
It's written
I just-
TOR on it. Is that for Toronto?
huh?
Written TOR. Is that for Toronto?
No, he said it had top wrote on it.
Oh, top.
Are we getting an unboxing here, Sean?
See,
I
Tank,
know what's in it. I
Right.
just haven't actually seen it in person myself.
if this blows to bits, Tank, you do realize this YouTube video will go so viral it will be untrue.
Yes.
I just sent one out last weekend and got paid for it. So I'm saving that up. I'm selling a whole bunch of parts tomorrow, hopefully.
And then you'll buy it.
Hopefully getting a semi again. So
Oh, there's a remote.
He has a transmitter that I don't like. Bicer Boy's favorite.
The STX.
he already left.
Yeah, one of Bicer Boy's favorites. I don't know why. I don't know why this transmitter's in it though, because that's only 2 channel.
Okay, but what's in the box?
What's in the
Holy
box?
crap, he has it well wrapped up.
Oh, there's a
Jeez.
body.
Nice.
So this will give you a clue. Here comes some wheels. Here comes some wheels.
Woo.
They're white.
TF2?
Sounds like a TF2.
Yeah.
The round ones as well.
And that's why he said I find it weird that it's a
Early Friday night.
because on TF2 you need 3-channel unless it doesn't have the gears, transmission.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of weird. So,
Right, Axio? He says you're making him nervous with the X-Acto, Sean.
there we go. There's the chassis. Nice new TF2. Brand new. Only ever run on carpet.
Nice.
So it's clean as
Not
hell.
bad. Not bad for a TRX4 Sport.
Show me the top transmission.
Yeah, it is a 2-speed.
It is a 2-speed?
Yeah, because even has Sandbox servo.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, the transmission bell looks very realistic.
So there's a 2-speed.
It's nice and clean for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Why you
nice.
got it? It's nice and
Brand
clean.
new. It never left his carpet. Never left his house. Wow.
And you traded it for a TRX4?
TRX4 Sport. Yep.
Huh?
Okay.
I do want to. I want a
like
TF2 at some
I
point.
like the body. It's a nice. So now that means I get the 4-door and the 2-door.
So does that mean you're gonna
Nice.
keep it that color too?
Nice. No, I don't know
like
what keep
that.
this color, but it's actually nice though.
It's a
nice
metallic
metallic.
dark
Could be a nice job.
Yeah.
Nice and shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you change the color on that. That's a sin.
Yeah, that's a dark metallic green.
I don't know why he has a 2-channel transmitter and receiver. That's weird.
Don't know. Maybe
He
he did.
doesn't like them.
Maybe that's why he's trading it. He couldn't figure out how to make it run.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh,
Interesting.
very nice.
Cool.
So you'll see that I'll actually use these. Where are they? Look,
So are you going to keep that one on the shelf?
no chance. It'll be getting one of these Spectrum.
Okay. Don't tell me you're going to run that one on tandem.
Huh? Yep. I'll run it with the other TF2.
Nice.
I'll put the long wheelbase or the 4-door. I'll put the 4-door one and the 2-door one together.
Kevin
debating-
Gibbs says, "You lucky dog."
Huh?
Kevin Gibbs said, "You lucky dog."
Yeah.
I'm debating getting a new body for my TF2. It's getting old, cracked, and it's got a lot of usage, but that's what I like about it, kind of.
I'm not. I could say something, but I'm not.
Yeah. The only reason I love these Spectrum receivers, like look how small they are. Like they're tiny. And I
Yeah.
like how all the leads actually go in the side, so they're not
Side load. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no antennas.
Yeah, they don't have antennas.
What
No,
model
the
is it?
new one, the new one's tank got no antenna on.
Yeah. Well, these are flight. I use
Yeah.
flight receivers, John.
Like, that's crazy. Flight don't have antennas, and they go even farther.
I know, yeah.
The new car ones, a lot of the new car ones don't have them on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tactics started that a number of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, John. Though I know the one you put up where they have a software update where it'll switch between. So I wonder if these AR620s. Didn't you post something there with it? You can switch between DSMR and with one of the new Spectrum ones.
Well, that's just the new thing that came out today, but they haven't advertised it yet through Spectrum, so I'm not sure yet if it's going to just be an ARMA only thing. But those flight ones use a different protocol anyway. They're DSMX.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're DSMX. Yeah.
And I've never seen a DSMX run on R. I don't think you can swap those back and forth. They're quite different.
Yeah, I don't think you can either.
Yeah, you can't at the minute, but I didn't know if they were maybe going to do a software update or something for them too, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, sorry, guys. I was searching in the background on that Corally thing still. They do a 1/10 scale version of that pan car.
Yeah.
SSX10. I wasn't sure. You probably mentioned that in the meantime.
Yes, we did.
Searching. Thanks. Sorry. I was just looking for it.
Axio said
I
Spectrum has.
I fit the my handbrake module came from Armour today.
Okay.
So I've retrofitted that to the felony tonight.
Okay. Why do they call it a handbrake when you are not even touching it with your hands? How can it be a handbrake? You can't.
Because that's the action that it creates in the vehicle.
Yeah.
Because it's the same as an American car. Your
Yeah,
handbrake, you actually put your fucking foot on it down the side there.
Anyway,
Right.
Yeah, but it's probably I'm doing like a video of how to fit it. You probably fit it with reasonable skills, 10 to 15 minutes. Not a lot of work at all.
RCBHX22. Good evening, sir.
Hey, he's still up.
Xavier, welcome in.
Xavier, go to bed. Like it's 4 a.m. where you are.
When I picked up one of those big X-Max things with a white body on this week as well.
Cool.
Snap on. That's it. Yeah. No, I got a new. My car needed a new turbo fitting to it the other week, which has taken me 2 weeks to fit on, and
Okay, what are you holding up there?
a small mortgage to refit it. And the guys, oh, you got the armor brake kit? No, what was that armor? Oh, ready?
No, I got the new front diff, so I can throw it in the rear and burn up the old smaller tires in the rear.
Oh yeah.
That came in yesterday. So yeah, it's nice to see some of the other armor parts are starting to get out there.
Tower emailed me yesterday. I'm not sure where Tower Hobbies are, but I'm in California. I'm not sure where Tower Hobbies are based in relation to me. Tower emailed me yesterday morning to say the 2 handbrake kits, I bought one for a friend, were being shipped yesterday, and they came about 10 o'clock this morning.
Right.
Which is not bad shipping wise.
Yeah.
How much was it?
About $29.
It's like 40,
something like that.
I was gonna say it's like 40 bucks or $50 with the servo.
Yeah, I've got loads of spare servos, so it didn't worry me.
No, I'm just saying total. If you were to buy the whole kit together, it's what, $40 servo, and then
you buy the kit. The kit's about $29, I think. Look on me orders.
Yeah, I'm saying that doesn't have the servo with it though. Does it?
No. That's like I said. But most of us have got loads of spare. So I've got.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you had to get the servo, it's what, $60, $30 for.
You need a good servo.
You just buy the kit on its own. It doesn't come with the servo. Doesn't come with an option with the servo. You literally buy the handbrake kit on its own.
Yes, but how much is a servo for that?
$15. You just use a 20 kilogram, right?
It's got a stock 15.
Micro.
I think the one it comes with the stock's like 15 kilos or something like that. But
And how big a servo do you need?
I think it's a micro.
The one it comes with is, well, I believe on the I'm assuming they're just using the standard 15 kilo servo that most armors come with.
Okay.
So, but
Just a micro, 15.
I think it's a
kilos?
micro.
no, it's a normal full size servo tank. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
But I've got like about a dozen old servos and stuff, so it didn't worry me on the.
So
servo.
exactly how does it work? Something that grabs the dry shaft? How does it work?
There's a disc
It fits.
that goes.
Just it fits onto the drive shaft.
Yeah, where the center diff is, where you've got that, like the output cup is almost four-sided. Well, show us on the one you've got there. It's almost like four-sided, and the disc simply you lift the center drive shaft out, slip the disc on, and it floats over the
like a brake disc on a nitro.
Yeah.
So, but I
Actually,
can see you putting a
probably
20 kilogram on there just to see it stop even faster.
Yeah, I put a 25 kilo one on just for added buy.
Yeah, you can see you see it on John's car there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's let's see.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like 10 minutes work to fit it, and
Right there.
Yeah,
Right there. That's got a square head on.
Yeah.
And that disc just slides onto it.
Yeah. I mean, when you actually look at the design of it, you could pretty much retrofit it to any of the current Armour 6S range.
Oh, yeah.
Never mind the road cars. I've not got a Typhon or anything like that in a minute, but I do wonder what other cars you could fit it to. It would be fairly easy to squeeze it in on a lot of other cars due to the way it mounts to the center diff.
Yeah.
Like even for an 8 scale car?
Yeah.
No, you'd fit it to the 6 scale ones. It wouldn't fit on the 8 scale. The disc insert would be too small, Brad.
So
John, how's your speed car going?
So Swampers, just so you see, this one has the toolbox and the dirt bike.
Too bad that dirt bike doesn't actually work. That'd be cool if you just rolled it off of there and it actually moves.
Yeah, so I don't know what I'll put in the other one then.
Yep.
I don't know what I'll do in the other one right now.
It should be a radio controlled dirt bike.
Yeah, that one has the dirt bike swampers.
Cool.
One thing I do gotta do though is like get rid of I gotta order some NM garage parts.
Yeah, for the skid plate. Get rid of
Yeah,
the
I
bump.
didn't actually know that the guy from NM Garage actually lives not that far from me.
Oh yeah.
He was actually I actually was out on Sunday crawling with a load of guys, and he was actually out crawling with us.
Hey, that means you could go to him personally to get it.
Yeah. He was actually out crawling with us.
All right. There we go.
Everybody likes your dirt bike in the back.
I would like to see someone actually have a radio controlled dirt bike that actually comes off their crawler just to have shits and giggles.
You know how
They're too
small
big-
that would
they're
be?
too big though, yeah.
You could do it. I've seen ones fairly small.
Like I had that 1/5 scale or 1/4
This-
scale dirt
I
bike.
say
on
you
this
had that
kid.
big motorcycle, didn't you, Tank?
Yeah, that was friggin' huge. It's nice. Wish I had the money for that, but that's another thing. If I buy that, I don't know how often I would actually drive that motorcycle. That's different. But
Yeah.
that's something that I don't know. I wouldn't
I've
take.
got
out
one
the-
up there that I don't drive, so
Oh yeah.
So don't you have the same one, Brad, that he was showing?
So Kevin Gibbs,
No.
so just so you're aware, Kevin Gibbs, I was sort of thinking about something like that because there's the road bike.
that's the Hot Wheel Buell version, right?
Yeah, I have the road bike right there. So I was thinking
Nice.
about doing a road bike in the back of it.
Could you make that RC? That'd be cool if you do that, Sean, to be making an RC vehicle.
Yeah, we should do that,
I'm gonna
Sean.
make that RC. It's like freaking.
We should. Yeah, I wish you would, Sean.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
They make small ESCs that could fit it.
Yeah, there you go.
Brad, I'll make two of them just so I can send you one. So
What?
That's it.
I was
He's gonna make 2 and send you one.
What? A radio controlled bike?
Yes.
I would like to see that, Sean. I would actually like to see you send me one of those that actually
Just
works
wait
like
for
that.
it. He's making it, and he's gonna send it to you in the post. Go at the post office and wait for it.
You know,
Yeah.
since Sean likes the one or the 124 so much.
Yeah.
when you get to the post office, Brad, just ask them for a long stand.
No. Just ask if they need any help finding boats while you're waiting, Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe some boats got lost.
So,
Tell them to give you ask them for a long stand when you're there. Tell them you're looking for one for your lights.
The smallest RC dirt bike I've seen is a 1/8. Yeah, I think also, yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen
with
smaller
the-
than that. I've seen smaller than
Oh,
that.
I think if you wanted to make something custom made, Tank, you could
yeah.
get the electrics and stuff for it. I'm sure you could make something super. Well, you look at some of these
I got
micro RC cars people have made on YouTube, things like that.
Yeah, those really
Being
small
small and fully
ESCs.
proportional.
Yeah, there's somebody just came out with like a 1/82nd car. Like
187 scale is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
the car
Tiny
is
as hell. About the size of your thumb is what it is.
My cat would just have that in like 2 seconds, though.
He would get very sick from trying to eat it, though.
You haven't seen the size of my cat. Yeah.
So, John from Net Cruiser RC, how's that speed car of yours going?
Speed car? What's my speed car?
You got the
I would say I
Arma
was
there.
waiting-
That
The Limitless.
Limitless.
I blew up the ESC on it. I blew up my cheap China ESC, and I didn't rebuy another one. So it's
I was wondering if you did buy something.
I did not know he was doing a speed car. I thought he just has a lot of speed cars because he races a lot of on-roads.
Well,
Those are all speed cars.
He was trying to do a budget build. In other words,
Uh-huh.
try to make it go as fast as he could without spending a lot of money on the electronics.
yeah, that's a
What's-
flawed concept. I should have set a price, and then also, yeah, you can't really do it.
Kevin Gibbs,
What,
do
did
you
you get
mean
a
the
hobby
shredder?
rig?
John, as echoes of me thinking of doing that. I'll do it on a budget build. I'll make it go as fast as possible. But what we're really thinking of is I'll make it go as quick as possible without it catching fire.
Yeah.
But you've had a lot of success, Rich, on your speed
Oh
car.
yeah, no, that's what I was saying to John about it. That the big one, my big 1/5 car, I ended up like running across the parking lot with the like 300 amp ESC was nearly on fire when I got there. Like,
Oh no, really? Yikes!
yeah. Oh no, I used the same one that Kevin Talbot did before, and Kevin said of an idea that he said I've no idea why, but I've an idea that ESC might have gone wrong. And I was thinking, that's because you've already blown yours up, Kevin, but you haven't put the video up yet. And John, his went, and mine failed, John. I had 2 brand new 6S Power Hobby batteries in there, 5,000 milliamps apiece. And I got to the car, and the car just, there was like the car stopped, and there was like that classic, like a puffing, like cracking noise. And I thought, I know what that is, a little puff of smoke. I'm running across the parking lot. But the car it was on hasn't just got 4 body clips. That big silver car I've got has got 10 body clips around it. And I'm like frantically pulling them off. Open it up, smoke pouring out the ESC, rip the battery leads out, and I think, God, that's good. That's got to get it out. And I burnt my left finger rather really badly because as I took the batteries out, although they were puffed up to the point that they were literally like 30 seconds later, and they would have just taken the whole car up. And I took them out and I picked them up in my hands, and they were absolutely red hot to the point of but as I took them out, the leads fell off them because the soda had got so hot, just melted, and the leads were just falling off.
That Chimera looks nice.
30 seconds away from disaster.
He's talking about the clawback, the crawler version, Frank.
The crawler version, the clawback?
They've got a big fifth scale clawback crawler, yeah.
I just saw Chimera. The Chimera looks nice.
I don't know if they show it anymore, but
yeah,
They look like they have a lot of new cars.
Did you cancel your Kaiju order?
No, I never ordered it. I got the Rockery instead.
Okay.
The Chimera looks like a very nice looking buggy.
The reason I got the Rockway is because I started the process of ordering it through Redcat, but then there was the taxes, the border, and the all the fees to bring it across the border. It all added up to it. Like I was over $1,000 for that car, and like no, I'm not going to do that for a $400 car. It was crazy the amount. It was just adding and adding to it.
Yeah.
So
I'm surprised a lot more of you guys aren't complaining that to your government. That it's just too expensive to do that type of crap.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Kevin Gibbs, yes, it could, because I have a friend here that actually did that. He took one of the small little pocket bikes, put it on a trailer, and pulled it behind his clawback.
Well, a clawback's a big vehicle. That thing's like a monster.
Yep.
And it has a motor per axle, and it looks like it 4-wheel steering. And it looked like it actually did quite well doing a lot of crawling.
And that was from Redcat? Redcat?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a $600 vehicle, too. It wasn't that expensive for its size.
Really wasn't.
And it was very capable.
So this is how big a clawback is. Let me see. So this is how big a clawback is. Here's a tire for a clawback. Here's the tire for my TF2.
It's 5 times the size. It's 5 times the size. And where'd you get that tire from? I didn't think you owned a clawback.
I had a clawback years ago.
Did you even like it when you had it?
Man, it was all right. It's boring because there's nothing that stops the bloody thing.
There we go.
You were better off playing with it with bigger areas, bigger rocks to go over, deeper water. That would have been made for.
It has rear wheel steer and everything too, like so.
Yep.
I could see you. You know what? Maybe you needed to take it to a different place to have more fun with it, Sean.
They'll get the loads of places. They'll get the loads. It's just carrying it around in your car, even it's massive fucking thing.
Is
Yeah,
it
you
like
gotta have a
30
truck to put
pounds?
it in.
It's not the weight of it; it's just the freaking size of it.
Yeah, you gotta have a truck to put in just to fit it in there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can
there's
fit
time.
it.
There's times I'm like, well, I've thought about like buying a pickup truck or something because like I've got like quite a few 1/5, 1/6 scale cars, but I can fit about. I'd like to take like 2 of them out at once so I could like a friend drive in one and we can do comparative tests. I mean, but I can realistically only fit like one in the back of the car at a time.
Yeah.
Why do you think I own a station wagon?
Yeah. Well, I think like I could put one in the back seat, but then okay, when you've taken it out and it's covered in mud and crud and stuff, do I really want to be putting that? You know, you want to put it in
What
the
you
Station
do is
wagon
put it-
tarp.
You know what you do is you get a comforter, a comforter you don't care about anymore, and just shove it in your trunk, and that'll protect it.
Yeah,
the
Harbor Freight, the $2 tarps.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tarps work.
That's what I do.
Yeah, but the other thing being, you don't really want to be if you stop anyway, you don't want to be leaving expensive RC in the back where somebody can see it, do you? That's
Yeah,
the
but it's
thing.
under the tarp. Nobody's gonna know it's there.
I thought you owned a sedan, Rich.
Oh,
I
Rick,
do. I do. I could have bought a new one. The amount that new turbo cost.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
tell you, I
surprised
could have
to
bought an
hear you-
entire new car.
Yikes. Yeah,
Richie's got that nice. Richie's got that nice Mercedes AMG.
Yeah.
He likes his Mercedes. I bet-
Needed brand new turbo on it, and then it was on order for 2 weeks from Germany, special order. Then the day before it was due to come, it got knocked back by 7 days. Then when it
Could have got a
eventually,
Garrett here in the States quicker
Yeah.
and cheaper.
then when it
Electromaniac, to
correction,
switch
that
back
was-
subject back into RC, how's your speed car going?
oh, what my twin engine thing.
Yeah.
You just said it burned out an
I've
ESC.
actually got a set of foam tires on it now. I've installed a new speedrun radio, so it's got. Funnily enough, I'm using the same one that Kevin's going to be using on his car, but I actually fitted mine before he did.
And your foam tires are rated for how much speed?
Right. The only thing being, the foam tires are only rated up to 160.
Okay.
So above that, you're into danger zone anyway. And Phil Jolly's had them blow out at 140, 150. So he said he recommended the BSR foams.
How many runs can you get out of those tires? Because at that speed, it's a lot of strain on tires.
And they would chunk them.
Oh yeah, and you'd have to feed the power in tank. I mean, if I was to give it full throttle, I'd probably lose half the foam off the tires in the first 50 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you use a radio link in it to get as much distance you need?
Yeah, I've got Radio Link RC6 in there at the minute, which is 1900 foot range, which is about 600 meters in
You
each
said
direction.
you're upgrading the radio again? What are you going to?
Pardon?
You said you're upgrading the radio again, though. What are you?
No. I've upgraded I've gone from the stock. I fitted an upgraded radio to it. So, but the only thing being, you lose the disadvantage of the. Sorry, you lose the advantage of the AVC, which when it comes to putting the power down early, really counts.
If you activate the gyro, that should help.
Yeah, but not so much in terms. It's got so much power. It'll spin all the wheels.
I said help. I didn't say take it all.
But I've got that little. If anybody's seen it, that it's called Smooth Pass or something by Raz Schifrin, the speedrun guy, and he shows it where you can dial the power in, so you can give the car full throttle, and the thing will basically just ignore your input and just feed the throttle in just super smoothly.
It's like doing the throttle ramp on a Castle ESC then.
Yeah.
I thought Radio Link had a traction control system to help limit that.
Yeah, it's got so many parameters, Brad. It is ridiculous that you can play around with it on there. So yeah, a combination of the two, I think. But just taking it steadily. I mean, I think as Kevin may discover, it's not all about the money with speed runs. A lot of it's about practice, and getting it right. And
you get ABS braking out of it. You have to have that.
Yeah, the ABS braking, Brad, is really, really good, because if you're heading towards a wall, a curb, anything like that.
See you later, Swampers.
Swampers.
Yeah.
You see the tires go deep, like you would on an actual car.
Yeah. Oh, you can
Yeah.
hear it. You can hear it going. You can at high speed. You can hear it chattering when it kicks in. Yeah.
Just like a ABS on an actual car. D. I bet you the stopping power was amazing with the ABS.
Oh yeah, it's. I mean, you can pull up the stock car will pull up quicker, Brad, without the ABS on there, but you'll be skidding. It'll be flat spotting the tires, particularly if you're running foams on there.
Yeah.
And then you've got no control. Once it locks the wheels, you're really on a one-way trip. Well, at least with the ABS, it's not pulling up quite as fast, but you do feel in quite a bit more control with the ability to steer out of it.
Yeah.
And then the drive, like on actual cars, that it would help stop flipping over as easily with some type of system like that they put on cars.
Yeah, but I mean mine weighs about 16 pounds, so I'm not too worried about it blowing over. And I have it set up so the front is much. The front's only about 5 mil off the ground. The back's maybe about 2 centimeters higher, because Phil Jolly recommended. He said always keep the back substantially higher than the front of the car. And it's the same, if anybody knows about Formula One aerodynamics on there, when they have like the under tray kicking up at the back, it's so that you, as the air, as it goes faster out the back through a wider gap, actually sucks the car down to the floor. So you think, oh, it's up in the air like that. But when it's the back, the airflow actually pulls, as the air is moving faster at the back of the car than it is the front. It actually pulls the car to the ground. Same principle as like when two trains go together, you'd think two trains passing each other, you'd think the airflow would push them apart. Two trains go past each other and the airflow speeds up and actually sucks them together.
Yep. So in other words, you don't have nosedive either.
Yeah, it still chatters on the ground under braking, but that's only because I've got it set stupidly low. But
just like when you pass a semi, or the semi passes you, you can feel your car move towards it instead of away from it.
Yeah.
Or like when you're next to, or like you're walking on a sidewalk and you can feel the move, depending on the size of the car, you feel the wind going by.
If anybody, I watch a lot of NASCAR racing, and you'll hear them talking a lot about side drafting.
Mine car.
They get tugged along. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, NASCAR this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, here in Phoenix.
Yeah. No,
I don't care.
Yeah.
They're all a bunch of whiners anymore. Who cares?
Yeah.
What about IMSA?
Huh?
What do you mean?
IMSA and sports car racing.
All
Two
the
guys
whiners
speaking at the same time.
Yeah, all the drivers are whiners. The Bush brothers are boneheads. They've been busted here both multiple times for speeding out by the track.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do at a track, is race?
No, by the track when they're leaving the track.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but had it not been for COVID at Phoenix, I would have probably come up to watch that this year. But
now, if you'd come up for that, I would have hooked up with you.
Yeah. I mean, it's only like about an hour's flight from us, I think, if that. So another year. Literally, had it not been for COVID, I was planning on coming up this year to see that. But
yeah, I'm 40 minutes from the track where I'm at.
Oh,
is Dakar going to run this next year?
No idea.
I was wondering if Rich would know that, because I know he likes rally. So
what car?
Dakar
rally.
Dakar?
Dakar.
D-A-K-A-R.
Oh, Dakar rally. I'm not sure about it. I would think it probably would do, because it did do this year. Because Alonso ran in it, didn't he?
Yeah.
We had three American people won for the first time.
Yeah. I mean,
I love Dakar rally. It's awesome.
Yeah. Dakar rally begins Sunday, January the 3rd. Yeah.
You know what's funny?
So this year, it did start before COVID. So yeah. Oh, sorry. I was thinking I knew it'd run this year, but I didn't realize it was that early on. But yeah, it's set for held in Saudi Arabia for the second time. Yeah, that'll still run, won't it? Then there's not going to be. It's like it's out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
Is the Dakar rally, you know, the guys who they've done like Baja races and they thought that the Dakar would be nothing. And they said, no, it was worse than they ever thought. The type of challenge it's worse than what they've used to.
Yeah.
It's much harder.
I mean, I mean, the brave guys are the guys that do it on motorcycles, and then and you think, oh, it's just jumping over sand dunes, and nearly every year somebody dies on a bike.
Yeah, a guy did last year, a well-known guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, they also they don't forget they also have quads running too. But I'm just I just know that the guys who've done Baja and the UTVs and stuff like that, they figured out that it's much harder than any of the Baja races they've ever done.
Yeah.
I said, I told you that's going to be harder than what you're used to.
Axiomatic is doing a word game again tonight. He says, "Where did I park Dakar?" Going back to the dad jokes again. Like
in the sand.
In the sand.
I like that. I like a lot of the guys who've done a lot of on-road racing are getting into it. I think
Brad,
that's good.
Brad, please.
Wrong topic.
On topic. RC cars. Stop talking about Dakar or whatever. Just go back to radio control car. You can talk about Tamiya. What's new with Tamiya these days?
Oh, right. What has everybody?
What's new is that they brought back out the 2011 Avanti again.
The Avanti's back up.
Yep,
that's cool.
And I remember I was on with Gabriel. He says, I'm worried about driving because all the parts are hard to find. I go, and I kept saying to him in the chat, and he wasn't really paying attention. He still thinks, no, it's too hard to get the parts. I go, they just came back out with the kit. How hard is it going to be now to get the parts?
Mm-hmm.
They also do have the new Mercedes-Benz tank pool Euro truck based on the TTO 1E chassis.
Ooh.
New body for that.
Say McMaster, welcome in.
Oh, and the Fire Dragon's coming out.
The Fire Dragon.
Yeah. People thought they should have came out with the Thunder Dragon first, but they came out with the Fire Dragon.
It was like Bonfire Night in the UK tonight, November the 5th. Is that like the same thing?
Guy Fox tonight.
Oh, no, that's the only thing I miss, Sean, about this. You asked me the one thing I would miss from the UK, the fireworks.
Okay, so I just figured out why this guy did not like a TF2.
Why?
Right?
What did he do wrong?
See his red wire the red wire and the black wire?
Yeah.
Coming off his motors into his ESC.
Okay.
Now look at where the red wire and black wire is coming out of the ESC. He wired the red to the black and the black to the red.
Oh, good grief.
I'm surprised you didn't have more electrical problems.
So now I know why he didn't like it so much.
A Motor Week had a segment on RC
what type
racing.
of ESC did he put there?
How did that work, Sean?
I don't know what it is. It looks like an axial.
How did that work, Sean, if he's got the wires completely?
Yeah, he's got a completely...
because the wires for the battery leads and the motor leads, he's crossed them, I guess.
Yeah. He just crossed them like so. It's crazy.
So the motor's basically set up backwards.
Yeah.
So it's in half power more than likely.
Yeah, more than likely. Like.
Now that means Sean has to do wire work.
That's fine. I'll be taking that I'll take that ESC out anyway.
Okay. Speaking of new RC cars, what's anybody getting anything nice for Thanksgiving or for Christmas? What's everybody's plans?
I wish I did.
I want another one of these.
I got a Gatekeeper. And I promised myself
well,
I was not going to build anything until I finish my semi, but I am building a Gatekeeper.
Right. Now that I was going to ask what I saw that in the in your title of tonight's chat, and then I missed the start.
Well, depending what was going to happen, depending how the chat was going to go, because I wanted to do RC talk, but if nobody was going to show up to talk about RC, I was going to start building. But it ended up that all night we chatted pretty much about radio control. But when we go offline, I might start building this again while we're just chatting, 'cause
Cool.
I'm trying to catch
Doesn't
up.
stop Jake. Doesn't stop Jake from doing things.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Jake is not hosting. He's not
Yeah, I
worrying
know,
about
but
the
still.
chat. He's not worrying about monitoring you guys to make sure you're
Yeah.
staying on topic and not going off to the, especially Brad and Driftomaniac. You guys you two are the worst
we have similar interests. That's why.
to start talking.
Yeah. Next thing we're talking about the election. Oh, speaking of
Don't even
I knew
go
I didn't want to
there.
talk about. I knew I didn't
No.
want to talk about the election because
No.
I just
No,
know
no,
it would get on
no,
my
no,
case, and I don't
Talked
want to hear
about
it.
that at the beginning.
No.
There-
No,
there
I'm
is
actually,
no
I'm actually having a thin out of all my. It's got to the stage, and I looked around at the weekend and thought, no, enough in the garage. I've got to have a good clear out. So I'm looking at things like the TRX6, which I'm thinking I'm just not using. So I'm tidying stuff up, getting it working, getting that on eBay, and fighting fun towards getting something else before Christmas.
Like the Corelli
deals come up. Thanks.
No.
Hence why that Corelli thing caught my eye tonight, because I think for what I
Richie,
can get for the
you want to talk about
TRX6.
making room and clearing out?
No.
I've got
there's-
3 totes here. I pulled some stuff from. I'm driving an hour tomorrow to take that gray tote and the little thing on top to try to sell it at a shop up north from me in Prescott.
Wow. Now,
Hey, Brett, I hope you haven't forgot about those brushes for me.
That's down in a separate area. That's all new parts that came from that shop I helped at.
All right, I just wanted to let you know. I'm still waiting. I know you'll get to it, but I just gotta make sure you remember that it's still there.
what's that you got there, Sean?
That's a
you like it a
Toyota.
little more now, you see, with the light.
That is nice.
And
I
that's a
wouldn't
Toyota.
change that.
Yeah.
It actually is nice.
I would not change
You're
the
gonna
color of that
leave
at
it the
all.
same color, aren't you?
Oh, it's too bad. It's too bad it's got the square headlights. You need the round
It's
headlights.
almost a British Racing
Oh.
green. It's
Oh,
almost a
that's
British
the right
Racing
year for
green.
that.
Yeah, so it is nice. As
Cool.
Kevin Gibbs said, maybe a few nice Kamazaki stickers or something. Be nice on it.
You
Yeah.
should put some Toyota stickers on it too.
And it's the new version of the body also, because it's got the little dents on the back of the
Yep.
box for the little hooks.
Oh,
You
these
should get a
ones-
Toyota emblem for it too,
Yep.
up front on the grill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you
I
get a
don't have
Toyota
that on
emblem?
mine. I don't have that on mine because
Yeah, 'cause
mine's the
my other
original.
one. Yeah, my other one. I already have the hooks
Okay.
on this one.
Okay,
Yeah,
are you gonna?
Okay.
I think you should.
And
I-
there.
Are those molded in, Sean?
No, they're not. They just put in like so.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
Hey, Sean, I think you should get a Toyota emblem, the old one that fits on that body in real life. You get a Toyota emblem that fits that up front in the
Yeah,
grill.
I had to get it. I will have to get an interior for it.
Oh,
It doesn't have
John.
an interior.
John, Net Cruiser.
Yeah.
I was going to ask. I'm going to email you actually earlier while you're on the line. It would be best to ask. My friend John from Fox City RC is debating getting a new GoPro, but I've been having a lot of issues with my GoPro 7, and he's heard me swearing, cursing at it outside. And he said, "What are the alternatives?" And I said, "I know just the man to ask as to what might be the alternatives to a GoPro 7."
Sure.
An 8 and a 9,
Sorry,
an 8 or a 9 GoPro.
I was asking John, Brad.
I know.
The 8 is a lot more stable than a 7. And a cheap way that you can maybe make your 7 a bit more stable is to buy the 8 battery. So the blue tipped batteries, they're for GoPro 8, they work in the 7. Buy an 8 battery, put in your 7. I bet it will be more stable, stop crashing.
Okay, I'll try that for me.
And if
But
it
thank you.
doesn't,
Thank you.
then an 8, because an 8 is a lot more stable, but it's also a weaker camera because you can't, if you crack the front lens on it, you can't replace it. So, and the 9, avoid the 9. The 9 is a gong show of problems. It's more unstable than the 7 right now.
Yeah,
That's
I
weird.
thought I said you would be the man to ask, and yeah, because John was debating. He's got like an older, like a 5 or something like that, and he said, "Oh, I see." He liked the picture on my 7, but he's heard me when we were out, and I'm just cursing. I put a new battery in. 5 minutes later, the thing's like cutting out on me. It's not starting, or the lens gets red hot, and I'm like, "Oh, I just want something else on the GoPro." So, but he likes the picture and the sound from mine. But at the same time, he's seen how frustrated I get when I'm out. The bits you guys don't see off camera on there. So that I knew you'd be the man to ask. So
can you put up
way more friendly and less crashes than my 7? So yeah.
I was just curious.
So go for the 8. You think go for GoPro 8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. Right. I'll let him know, John. Cheers. I'm sending him tomorrow. So.
Can you use a vape battery in one of those to run it?
Externally, maybe, but no, you can't.
They're all the same size battery.
Well, except for the 9. The 9 is now takes a new, bigger battery. But yeah, from 5, 6, 7, and 8, they all had a similar style brick battery, but the 8 has a higher C rating, which has made it just better, more stable. And if I run my 8 battery in my 7, it makes the 7 better.
Cheers, John. I'm gonna go online straight after this and order some 8 batteries for mine because it's just driving me.
And if ever that doesn't
keeping
work,
it child friendly, it's driving me slightly crazy.
Yeah, it's nice. What's nice with that is if the batteries don't work good with your 7, if you buy an 8, you'll have spare batteries.
Yeah.
Good thing, yeah. My new iPhone 12 Pro has arrived, but I barely had a chance to even turn it on yet. So I'm looking forward to
I'm just curious, how much are the batteries for the GoPro 8?
They're like
$20.
What, $30?
I think they're 20 US, 30 Canadian.
And what's the milliamp on it and the C rating you said?
Well, they don't disclose the C rating. They just say it has a higher discharge rate than the old ones. And I think they're only like 1100, 1200 milliamp. They're not very big.
I'm surprised they don't put a higher one in there.
The only thing I found different, because I do have an 8 battery.
Yeah.
Because I did pick up a second GoPro. The battery goes in the opposite direction than the 7 does.
In the
little tab on top of it.
Oh.
It's facing the different direction.
Okay. The little pull tab?
Yeah. So it's like if you're used to always just, slap it in there. It's like, oh, wait a minute, I got to flip it around for this one. Okay. You know?
I wouldn't know. I still use my phone.
Yeah. And I still have my GoPro Hero 3, and that's working just fine.
And I don't have any GoPros. It would be a big improvement for my videos.
To get to video. I did get the video live on Facebook, the trailer races. I'm trying to import that over to my computer so I can put it on my my YouTube page.
Okay.
That was actually a super, super fun race. Mm-hmm. All I got to do for the truck that I ran it with, I've got to go up 2 gears on the pinion because I had it maxed out on the throttle, which is what I wanted, but it was just a hair too slow.
And John has a 6-hour thing he has to put up.
Axiomatic wants to know how much you want for your TF2, Sean.
What?
For that green TF2, how much you want for
it? He wants it himself. He's not giving it up.
Dan wouldn't have to trade. I trade it. I'll not sell it. I'll trade it.
Everything is for sale, Brad.
Okay. Well, Sean likes to barter more than he likes to buy.
I did. That's for sure.
That's our nature, isn't it, Sean?
Huh?
Isn't that our nature?
Yeah, that's it. That's our nature.
I'm seeing a lot of people this year actually building Winnebagos and converting them to 4x4.
Yeah, there seems to be
like
a lot.
Sean, like Aaron does. Aaron did that. I saw one in the back. Yeah. I thought he bought it from you.
But me, I did it in the sense that it looks scaled. The tires don't pass. It doesn't look like a 4x4. It looks just like the original Tonka would. It's the same height. It's the same everything. Yeah, but everybody now, I even saw one.
Yeah.
Hey?
Yours look pretty good, Tank, I have to say.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. I've seen guys that actually use a TRX4 to actually do that with portal axle. I'm there shaking my head. Okay, it works, but man, that's a heavy body for that truck.
I've thought about making a like a camper type body for the back of the man truck.
Okay.
Put on.
But they keep those long shocks. They keep the 90 millimeter shocks on there and all that. And oh man, that's gonna be tippy. It's crazy.
Well,
but Aaron has the same body as you do.
Yeah, the Tonka body.
Yeah.
but it doesn't have the same frame. Mine doesn't
Yeah,
look like a
different
4x4. That's what I'm trying to say. I made
okay.
mine look scale.
Bobby's RC, welcome in. Say
you're-
sorry for being late, but he's working on his backslash.
Cool. Everybody has their own, and they all look good. They all look cool. So it's kind of neat seeing what people are coming out with and the different versions of them.
You know, I'm surprised with I'm surprised Tucker doesn't pay attention to the hobby because they see them using those bodies they used to making RC cars. They should take a hit
That's
and
the
make
key
make
word
hobby-
there, Brad. They
They should
used
make
to
hobby-
make those bodies.
Yeah, but they could do it again for hobbies, for hobbyists.
Yeah, but they're not going to because the cost of making the metal bodies like that is way out of line anymore.
Yeah.
Mr. Net Cruiser, I have a question for you on the vehicle in front of you there. How has that brass weight helped you out overall?
Made it worse.
Ah!
Yeah, I think it has made it worse. I've been fighting it ever since I put it in. I've been fighting it. So
Does it get too tail happy or something?
Yeah. It just
Okay.
wants to oversteer. It just steps out and then I can't catch it. So I've been progressively moving the battery back. And I've balanced it a little bit better, but I still don't like it. So if I can't get it better, I'm going to take it out. But actually, I've just been. There's one major advantage of having modern electronics in your two-wheel drive is something called drive frequency that some of the new Hobby Wing ESDs have. So I have an older Tekin in here that doesn't have that ability to set your frequency response. So I just got the new XR10 Pro stock spec, which this is like the cheapest version of an ESC that has that ability. So I can program it with the drive frequencies to see if I can try and soften out that initial pull to make it easier to drive.
Is it a blinky style?
Yeah.
Out of the box, it comes blinky, but you can program it to be fully mod.
Okay, because
So-
I've got the just stocks that I run for certain vehicles. I've got a Tekin older ESC in mine as well. So
How much was that the ESC?
Well, it's in US money, it's around 120.
yeah, it's about 125, 130.
Yeah.
And that must mean it has a high amperage rate and stuff.
Well, it's 80 amp,
80
but
amp.
you're buying it for the programmability. So they make a just stock version where it's completely locked out, where you can't control anything. This one has all of the pro features, but it's limited by its current rating, which was why it makes it cheaper. So you can only run maximum a 13.5 T motor on this. You can't go any lower turn than that. That's why it's cheaper. Because to get these same features in the next model up speed control, it's twice as much money.
Yeah, I want something that's a little more friendly for tuning, but we have to use it in blinky mode. But if I can do like the throttle response without changing timing and stuff like that, I can do that.
Yeah. So I don't have any of all my speed controls are too old. None of them have that. So this will be the first one that does, and I'm quite curious to see how much better it makes the car. And if I can't, if it doesn't, then we'll see. I might change.
The just stock has got that ability to it, which I haven't looked at. I've got the programmer, I just haven't looked at it.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into that to see if I can mess with that part of it. Maybe that'll help out.
Asphalt, it's probably not as big of a deal because you have so much more grip. But for us on clay, like you got to breathe on the throttle, or you're just all.
Oh no, we have very little grip. Me watching you, your car is actually gripping better than mine has been in all the others.
Oh, I would not have expected that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just, what do you guys think? You think Hobby Wing is becoming in the top class electronic speed controller company? Getting up there?
Yeah, they're up there.
They're getting pretty good, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's within the top 3.
Yeah, there's a couple companies coming out. I know, I can't think of who it is, John Martin, but they've got stuff being built specifically for drag. And the same company is coming out with a 3.5 turn motor now.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Full, and it's a censored motor too.
Believe it or not, Tamaya has a Transpeed 3.5.
Yeah, that's brushed.
No, actually, it's brushless.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, one of you guys sent me on my drag car. I was asking for advice on the timing on the motor, and someone explained that like with the smaller turn motors where they're just listed at like mine's like 2.5 turn, and you can set and they don't list the KVs, but the KVs is related to the timing of the motor on the back on there. So it's now beginning to come together. So I think the thing's gonna. I tested it on the bench the other night, and I thought it was fast before, and it's scary as hell now.
2.5 turn. That thing must be a bigger screamer than I've ever heard of.
Yeah, now I've turned the timing turned down to 0 because I thought that was a logical thing to do. And then somebody said, no, to get the KVs up, you need to turn it right back up. So I've turned it back up to 11. I squeezed the throttle on the side, and I'm like, oh my God.
That's the weird thing. I'm running the R1 21.5 in my street stock because it's a limited motor for the class. When I turned the timing down on the thing, it started getting hot. I turned it back all the way up, and it cooled down and ran better.
There's a sweet spot for sure on either direction. And if you get a motor analyzer, you can see it by the amp draw.
Yeah.
So if you really want to dial it in, Rich, just get one of those motor analyzers, and then you can dial it in and see exactly what KV you're getting out of it and how much amp draw it takes.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get a dyno myself.
What they call that? Motor analyzer.
Yep.
Or
Motor
dyno.
analyzer, yeah.
How much are they?
I'll Google that, and I'll look on Amazon after this. Yeah. This is
John did a video on that a little while ago. It was pretty good.
Okay, right. I will search John's first of all. Then that will be a far faster solution.
It'll also tell you the KV even for brushed motors, Rich.
Yes, that's what we're talking about, Brad.
This is my brushless A959. Well, the body will squeeze on there. I've got body pillars on order for it, but this came with like metal everything attached to it. I don't think I showed you guys the way. Carbon fiber chassis.
Wow.
It's got a Banggood brushless setup on there. Yours for about $35, including everything on there. 30 ampere seat. It's a 4600 kV motor. Jeez. And the whole thing weighs less than 2 pounds.
I'm just curious. Nuts. Did they sell it that way?
Yeah, no. It just came as a rolling chassis.
Oh,
literally.
So actually that's a buildable kit.
Yeah,
it's a buildable kit.
Yeah, and
interesting.
But
how much is it?
$186 for the chassis, rolling chassis.
Internally sprung shocks.
Yeah, where's the spring?
That sounds like it. That's the most expensive WL toy car I've ever heard of.
And it handles very well, but it's just got so much power around the driveway. I like. There's other stuff where I've been able to get it under control, and you can give it a bit of throttle and drift it around the driveway. This thing it shows no tendency to wheelie. It just hooks up and goes, and it's too fast for the driveway. Only car I've ever built that's been too fast for around the yard, which is saying something. But
I have the 14401, and they have so many hop-up parts for it. It's not even funny.
Yeah. They're bringing out a new one called the, as everybody will remember from the name, the 124019.
Yeah, that's a 12 scale.
Couldn't they just call it like the Bob Robbins go faster car or something? But anyway, the 124019 looks to be the same as the 144001, which a lot of you know out there on there, but it's 5 centimeters longer.
It's a 12 scale, isn't it?
Which is going to make it's still 10 scale, Brad, but that 5 centimeters is going to make the world of difference in between what you can squeeze inside in terms of battery and electronics,
and also for handling as well.
I wonder. I forgot how much they're selling that for.
Not sure, but it's past 11:35, so we're going to start doing a round table, and we'll keep talking at the after-hour show. So we'll start with AZ Froggy. He's been the one here longest.
Well, Frank, thank you for putting this on every week. Thank you for inviting us. Everyone stay safe out there with the craziness going on in this world, and go have some fun with your RCs.
Cool. Thank you. Brad.
Thanks for having me, Frank, as always. And I'm glad a lot of you are here today. I'm glad, I don't know how many people have been in the chat all night, but I'm glad you guys are there. But I've been putting out videos more regularly lately. I'm hoping everybody will watch them, and hope to see this all going on next week.
Cool. Thank you. Driftomaniacs.
What can I say? Stay safe out there, people. But I would just like to say, PA is down to 0.3% difference.
Darn, I wasn't quick enough to mute.
Moderator.
Sean from RC Adventure.
Hey everybody, thanks for taking the time to stop in with us, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. What's left of it, don't work too hard. And thanks very much for inviting me in.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. We'll go with who didn't speak yet, John Martin.
Thanks for having me, Tank, and good jumping in, and good seeing everybody.
You forgot Jake.
Trail Critter RC.
Thanks for having me, Frank, and everyone stay safe out there.
Cool.
You got the flu, Jake, or something?
Yeah.
And there's John from Net Cruiser RC.
Yeah, guys, good seeing everyone. Thanks for the invite. Good chatting. Well, everyone in the chat, take care.
Thank you very much. And I think I got everybody. Did I miss anybody? If I missed anybody, speak out now.
Me.
Cool. So I didn't miss anybody. So thanks, guys. Thanks for showing up. Really appreciate you guys dropping by, and remove John from the speaker and spotlight me. There we go. Man, I gotta shave. Being HD is not that good. Now I can see that I need a shave. Anyways, guys.
Tank, I will point out, if you need to shave, you've definitely missed a bit around.
Yeah.
I got something for you here. There you go.
Yeah, it's a knife. Oh, that's not a knife. That's a knife. Where's Jack when we need him? Anyways, talk to you guys later, and thanks for dropping in the chat. It was awesome having you guys here. Thanks for the panel for showing up.